It is Wednesday, March 3rd, 2021. You know what time it is. It's time for the Early Edge, powered by SportsLine. I am the coach, coming off a kind of a ho-hum, but you know our mantra here. We just want to win more than we lose, 5-4. Now, many of you were very happy as well, like I did. I didn't put my game in with Northern Kentucky until late. It completely flipped to +1.5. Many of you did the same. So that, for many of you, was a winner, so we'll take it. No winners yesterday in our Perfect Parlay contest, but if you want to participate every single day, go to our YouTube channel, where you may be watching right now. Leave a best bet in the comments section. Then, if your bet hits and one of our cappers is perfect on the show, you'd be eligible for a year-long subscription to SportsLine. All right, let's bring in our cappers right now. We got a busy day. We're running the three-man weave. It's Wednesday. Look below me, M squared. Oh, I like the hair today, Mikey.
Good morning, Coach. Yeah, it's a rough morning. Last night was awful with Derrick Rose and Kawhi Leonard both basically scratched in warm-ups. Two most important players, most closing line value I've had all season. Very disappointing.
Well, we tell the fans all the time, who plays is so important. Sometimes we can't control last-second changes, but it is very frustrating. I mentioned it's Wednesday, so you know what time it is. Rick Run Good, Rick G from First Cut is here. What's up, man?
Coach Arnold Palmer Invitational. Bay Hill, it's iconic. I'm ready to rock and roll.
Let's do it. And right next to us, he's our man. He's our rock. He is the Maestro. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Coach. And I'm going back to the well with one of my plays today.
And it's Bounce Back Wednesday. You know what that means. Let's go. Storylines that could affect the betting lines today. You just mentioned a couple from last night. Mikey, what do you got today?
Yeah, there's a lot tonight in the NBA, Coach. The Detroit Pistons and the Toronto Raptors, both teams are very, very thin tonight. DeJuan Wright still out. Jeremy Grant questionable for Detroit. For the Toronto Raptors, OG Anunoby, Fred VanVleet, Pascal Siakam, Patrick McCaw, all ruled out for this game. For the Indiana Pacers, Jeremy Lamb and Doug McDermott are both questionable. That's something to watch in their matchup with Cleveland. For the Orlando Magic, Cole Anthony is getting close to returning but still out. Evan Fournier has popped up on the injury report again. The Magic could be very thin. They did not play well for a stretch when Evan Fournier was also out for them. And then the Los Angeles Lakers, LeBron James has already been ruled out. Marc Gasol, Alex Caruso, Kyle Kuzma, who did not end up playing last night, are all questionable in this matchup with the Kings. So that's definitely something to keep an eye on this afternoon.
Yeah, that was one game last night that went in our favor as the line moved late, and we got in early, so the Suns took us to the pay window last night. All right, it's the Arnold Palmer Invitational. It's Bay Hill. Little preview. Here's Rick G.
Yeah, that's right. The second leg of the Florida swing. And I run a model every single week to find out what the most important stats for success have been at every single course on the PGA Tour, and two stand alone at Bay Hill. It's strokes gained off the tee and it's strokes gained approach. If you're paying attention, that means you need to be a very good ball striker. There are demanding shots off the tee. There are demanding second shots on this course, water lurking on nearly half of these holes. So you've got to be exact out there, Coach. These are the types of players that I'm going to be recommending. They're going to be ones that I think are going to find great success for this week.
Plenty of plays on the First Cut podcast, which is live on the YouTube channel right now. But also, Rick G will have 3 plays coming up, and M Squared as well will have one also. All right, Maestro, I know you got some news for us today. What do you got?
Well, the OVC tournament starts today, one of my favorite conferences, and SIUE is playing against Belmont, neutral site game in Evansville. And I can tell you right now, this is not the game I'm going back to the well with. You know, Belmont has lost 2 straight. They're 24-3, but they come into the tournament having lost 2 straight, and they get to face SIUE, whom they beat by 52 and 32. And today the line is only 20.5. I mean, this is where SIU's season is going to end, but they did win 7 conference games, the most in 6 years. They had a lot of injuries. They dealt with a lot of things, and they had a good season. I'm not going to be on them, though, today.
And we do need to do an early edge tip of the cap to SIUE. They cashed a lot of tickets for us this year right here on the show. All right, we're also doing another giveaway. If you listen over at Apple Podcasts or you just want to go there, you can do this because so many of you have won the last couple of weeks. A year-long subscription. We're giving away 5 this particular week. You go to Apple Podcasts, leave a 5-star review, leave your Twitter handle, and in the review, tell us who's going to win this week's API, and then you'd be eligible, and I will announce those 5 winners coming up on Monday. Speaking of the SportsLine app, last night we had the Sabres under. There was 5.5, 5 goals going into the third period, and somehow no more scoring. We cashed that ticket. Our SportsLine play today, we're going back to the NHL. Thank you, Jeff Hockman. Oilers -105 over the Maple Leafs. The Oilers coming off back-to-back shutout losses to the Leafs, but not tonight. Tonight, they will cash that ticket. All right, it's time for our board. And you know the drill, M Squared, you're up first. Give it to me.
All right, Coach, we'll start with the Charlotte Hornets. They are now -2 against the Minnesota Timberwolves. This is very similar to the last 2 days. So the last 2 days, we've had major line movement. First with the Cleveland Cavaliers against the Rockets. Last night, we had massive edge with the New York Knicks. Unfortunately, that did not pan out for us. But same situation here. I was able to grab this game as a pick 'em last night, -1 now. It's currently up to -2 now. I think it closes around -3. Excellent spot for the Charlotte Hornets. The Minnesota Timberwolves are second to last in offensive efficiency, yet they play with one of the quickest paces in the league. That's going to play to the strengths of LaMelo Ball and this Hornets team, especially in the condition that they're in right now. So I love the Hornets here in this spot. I would play it all the way up to -3 if it moves there this afternoon. And then my second play, I failed to mention Luka Doncic was questionable at the top of the show. He is dealing with a lower back injury. This is a spot where we've kind of seen him sit this game out in the past when he is dealing with this lower back injury. I make this game I only make the Mavericks -4.5. I think that that's where this game will close if Luka sits out here. So I like it a lot at the current price of +6.5. or +7, depending on where you're shopping there. So I would lock that one in as early as you can. And then for the Arnold Palmer Invitational, you heard Rick mention we're looking for ball strikers here at this event. That means we're going to focus on strokes gained off the tee, strokes gained on the approach. I'm looking at Cameron Davis for a top 20 finish at +300. If you look at strokes gained off the tee data, he's coming in as a top 12 to 15 golfer on the PGA Tour right now. I love the way he is playing. I love the win equity that he has at this event with a little bit reduced field as a few of the top players are not playing. So give me Cameron Davis +300 for top 20 finish.
Yeah, there's no DJ, there's no John Rahm, there's no Justin Thomas. So certainly at the top, it's very thin with the big names. You can get a lot of value down the list. Speaking of down the list, it's time for Rick G's list. Floor is yours.
All right, let's start with a couple of tournament matchups, and I'm going with Jason Kokrak over Tommy Fleetwood. Kokrak is coming in off of a top 10 from the WGC last week, but this is pretty much a fade of Tommy Fleetwood. If you look at his ball striking metrics this season on the PGA Tour, it is significantly his worst season of his career. So Tommy Fleetwood, notoriously a very good ball striker, can't get it going this year. That's a very difficult thing to be able to turn around. I think Kokrak takes advantage of that. And then I'm going with Cameron Tringale over Taylor Gooch. I'm a big fan of Gooch. He played well at Riviera in his last start, but Tringale is one of the most improved players on the PGA Tour in the last 18 months. He has plugged all of the leaks in his game. He's an excellent ball striker. He's starting to roll the putter a little bit, and I think he can take down Gooch in this matchup. And if you're looking for an outright, if you're looking for a 22-1 shot, I've got one for you. It's Sung J M, who has dominated during the Florida swing in his career. He's won the Honda Classic. He's finished third at the Arnold Palmer Invitational twice. He is unbelievable off the tee. He's going to be able to lean on that skill set this week, and I think he contends and has a really, really good chance of taking down the API.
Now remember, we educate and we entertain here at the show. Education time. When Rick G gives out a winner, do not make it the same amount as your regular bet for a tournament matchup. That's a recipe for disaster. It's just a little sprinkle, right, Rick G? Just a little sprinkle on
that's right. You look at some of these matchups that are close to even money and then going to 22-1 for golf outrights. It should be a significantly smaller portion of your bet. Yes.
Very good. Thank you very much. All right, it's that time of the show. He is called the Maestro for a reason. When he has a couple of rough days, he puts his head down and he grinds. Maestro, let's go.
All right, Coach. Well, you know, a couple of weeks ago, we were on Oregon State against Utah, and they won by 18. But today, we're going to flip it, and we're going to go with Utah, laying the 3.5. I think it's up to 4 now. I laid 3.5 because of Mikhail Jantunen. He had to leave to travel to the Finnish national team. Without him, they lost 4 straight, including an 18-point loss at Oregon State. He comes back. They beat USC by 10. He had 6.7 boards, 3 assists. He's an elite defender. He shoots 63%. He's not among the leading scorers, but he's actually maybe the most important player for the Utes. So late 3.5 against Oregon State. And then Maryland, they're on fire. 5 straight wins. Only one of those opponents has gotten over 60 points. Hakeem Hart is coming into his own as a sophomore. Lay the 4 at Northwestern. And then going back to the well, Kobe White over rebounds. You know, the juice on this was plus money a couple days ago. Now it's minus 130, but they haven't moved the number. Still 4.5 rebounds. He's had 10 rebounds in 2 of the last 3. He's gone over in 7 of 8. He's averaging 6 rebounds over that span, over 4.5 rebounds for Kobe White.
Yeah, and the other night you texted me in the first half when he cashed this over 4.5 rebounds. The one thing that most shows won't tell you, most people won't tell you, it's okay to go back to a place that is winning you money. It's okay. Nobody cares if you go over and over and over until they don't cash for you. And that's what we love to do here at the show. All right, we're up against it. Grab your paper, grab your pencil. Thank you, Mr. Producer. Here we go. M squared. He likes the Hornets. This number is climbing, so get on it early against the Timberwolves. Right now, it's at -2, according to our good friends at William Hill. The Thunder, +6.5. Now, quickly, M squared. Would you play this regardless of if Luka plays or not?
Yes, definitely.
Okay, regardless, play the Thunder +6.5 against the Mavs. And then at the API, Cameron Davis, the top 20 finish. That's coming back at +300. Now, Rick G at the API likes Kokrak over Fleetwood -120 and Tringali over Gooch -125. If you want to sprinkle a little bit on the winner, Sun JM is fantastic in the state of Florida and at this particular event. Then the Maestro, he's on Utah -4 over Oregon State. Maryland, who has been absolutely cashing tickets for us, -4 over Northwestern. And then Kobe White over 4.5 rebounds. Get that in early as it continues to climb with the juice. And finally, our SportsLine app play of the day. The NHL, Oilers -105 over the Maple Leafs. 10 picks in 10 minutes. That's simply what we do. You've got your marching orders. Let's take every single ticket straight to the pay window. For M squared, for Rick Run Good, Rick G, for Chief, for M squared, for the Maestro, for Gary. I couldn't remember who's working today. I'm the coach. Remember, this is the only place. Let's go. Bounce Back Wednesday for your daily early edge. Good luck.